After you've created user IDs for a specific database, you need to think about the permission sets you want to give these users. And there's a handy little mechanism called the database role. Create a database role, you can assign users to the role, and then the user ID will inherit the permissions that are given to that role. It allows you to manage user IDs a lot easier than if you had to go one by one assigning each user ID a permission. And it's going to vary from database to database, so it's highly customizable. There's a bunch of database roles that come in the box, and you can see a database owner, security admin, access admin. You can read what these are and what they will allow an associated user to do. But there's one big one big role missing from the database roles, from the fixed database roles, and that's a stored procedure executor, the ability to execute stored procedures. The workarounds thus far have been to specifically grant permissions for each stored procedure to each user that you want to be able to execute that stored procedure, or to give the user IDs database owner permissions, and that's very, very dangerous. So one is extremely time consuming, the other one is extremely dangerous. So we're going to go ahead and I'll show you what the workaround to that is. You're going to create a new role called DB Executor, and then you are going to grant execute permissions to this role by a grant execute command. Then you're going to add members to this role, and in this case the SQL Server user ID called Michelle, and I'm also going to add a Windows login called Map Sapphire. I'm going to make them both executors, give them the ability to execute any stored procedure that's created on this database. There's some handy commands here. You can show the existing roles that are all in the database, and as you can see, here's executor, and if I were to refresh my hierarchy, I would see executor over here. You can list out the roles and the members of each, but this shows you, and this shows you some very good information. But I've also, I want to point out something. Why is it so dangerous to give ordinary users database owner or DBO permission? Take a look at the permissions that are part of the package with the DB owner. Every possible thing that you could think of doing on a database you could do as a database owner. This is extremely dangerous. And also here's a nice little report that will show you the role name, the member name. Is this a fixed or flexible role? And that's it for now.